Good morning, everyone. So today we're at a Mini, and it's a Mini 1. I think it's a 2012 model. So, sure, this is the 1.6 engine bay. So, the engine management light is on. I'll take you to the scan tool. So, the codes I pulled from it are as follows. Pressure sensor brake booster. Now, this is bizarre. We came across this a couple of weeks ago. It goes onto the brake booster or the servo unit, so I'll show you that. And then it's complaining about the oxygen sensor before the catalytic converter. It's saying connection, calibration line, plausibility, so we need to look at that. And also there's one for the heater circuit. So that's the first thing always to check on a O2 sensor, is to make sure that the heater circuit is indeed working and the fuse is good. So there we go. We'll go and look at there you go. Look at this. So there you go. That's the normal DTCs, the P codes. So that's quite good. It gives you that. So everything's pointing to that, the first oxygen sensor. So we'll come out of that. We'll read the data stream. Automatic. This will be an automatic stop start. Let's go to this one here. See what the numbers look like. So brake vacuum sensor. So it's minus 187. It's actually showing the voltage is 0. So usually, if that has integrity, let me think. If it's disconnected, it goes to 1000. It goes to atmospheric. But this one looks like it's shorted to me, because if I disconnect that should go to 5 volts. But we'll look at that. I'll need to take that file. I'll take you to the car and show you. I think you remember that sensor's down in there, so it'll be a matter of just removing the wiper blades, and then we get into this. Remove this cowling, then we get into there. Another thing, the O2 sensor that we're after, that'll be that one. It's hard to see. Oops. But it'll be in there. So I'll go and strip this down and let you see it. Cheers. So there is the first problem solved. So in order to get access to this pressure sensor, you just raise this little plastic bit here, and you can actually see the thing is disconnected. So somebody must have done a brake job on this and forgot to put it back on. So there's the voltage there, is 0 volts. So we'll find the plug and we'll just pop it back in. It's clicked in, and voila, the voltage comes back. So that is the first problem solved. Let's go back to see if it comes up for fault codes. I should read fault codes. So let's see, that one moved to history. So that's that one cleared. So we just need to go after the oxygen sensor now. So there's the figure with the car at idle. 4 volts, and the pressure's 953. I'll go in the car. I'll let you see when I put my foot in the pedal. That's me pressing the brake. There we go, down to 3. Pedal off. You can see it slowly rises back up again. That will graph that. There we go. Foot on the pedal. Foot off. It's actually not till you take your foot off the pedal, that's when it dives back down. Depletes the vacuum. So that's what it covered. Foot on the pedal. Foot off. There you go, so that's working fine. Let's look at the oxygen sensor control. Let's go OK. Nothing there. Oh James, it says the one before cart's ready. Look at this. We cleared the code and we gave the car a little run. Oh dear, let's see if we can focus on this tool. This camera's going mad this morning. Anyway, so we need to put the ignition on. So as we're going along the road, we went to read the codes, or went into pending codes, and the first code that came back is this heater control code, heater circuit code. So we need to check the heater to see if that's working. Then the next code that came back was the sample, and then it's a pumping circuit code. That's to do with how many milliamps it takes within that O2 heater. So we'll go and check the heater circuit code first, the heater circuit first. Right, so we managed to get into the back of this multi-plug down there. Hopefully that's in shot, and we're just using our multimeter today so you can see that, Lionel? You see the numbers? So it's 13.2 volts, so we'll use our test light and we'll just check that circuit. As you can see, the test light does not light, and the voltage disappears. Oh. So the voltage is back, but when I hit it with the test light, the voltage disappears. So what you've got to make sure here, quite simple, is that the ignition's on. So I'm going to put the ignition on, press the button twice, and now if I use my test light, there we go. Can you see that, Lionel? Does you not see the light? Test light. The test light now lights. So what we're saying about this O2 sensor is indeed the heater circuit must be open circuit within the sensor, barring a bad air, but at least we know the fuse supply and everything to that is good. So we're just going to order an O2. It's one of the more expensive ones because it works with milliamps, and we'll see how that goes for the air. So if the heater circuit is not working, this sensor will eventually work, but only after the heat from the exhaust. But that's the reason that the card flings a code, because it detects something up with the heater circuit. We'll see it's not taking any amps. Cheers. So that's us managed to remove the O2 sensor. Actually, it was horrible coming out this. It was starting to strip the threads. You can see that there. Oh. See the threads on it. So we'll use one of these little chasers to go back into the O2, into the exhaust here. I'll show you. I think it was this one we used, and that makes it just cuts the threads again, so the new one should go in fine. There's a bit difficult to see, it's right underneath. Oops, there's a hole there, see, right in the centre of the picture. But the other thing I was noticing was the state of the wires, although I don't think that's anything to do with it this time. It's just how the wiring's routed. So that plastic conduit has been, heat's got to that, but we inspected the wires, they look good. There look some twisted pairs there actually, between the black and the yellow. Just the way it's lying. Everything looks all good there, so it's a 5-pin job, I think it is. Let's see. Six pins are populated, but I think it's only, let's see. So you've got a 1, 2, 3, that's 5 pins that are used. So two of them, one will be 12 volts, the other will be a ground, and then another wire will be for the current in that circuit. That's called the pumping circuit. So this O2 is a wide band, so it measures milliamps within the scan tool. So I think fundamentally the actual sensor's working, but it's because the heater circuit's not working. It needs the heater circuit to work all the time, or most of the time, in order to get this thing to work. So we'll wait for the new one to arrive. Cheers. There's the result. New O2 sensor installed, and you can see on the scan tool, fuel system 1, we're now in closed loop. So I think if you remember before, it came up there open loop, or what was it, fault, can't remember, we'll see it in the edit. But so it must have been the heater circuit it went in that O2 sensor right enough. So we're looking good. By the way, Roddy and myself got this sent this scan tool from Kimberlin. So we've got various versions of this. We've got the 101, the 201 and the 301. Now what I would say, it is super fast, really quite impressive. We've found a couple of issues with some cars. It wouldn't connect to Polo. Volkswagen, I had a problem with Volkswagen, but everything else, we like this for 20 quid. You just get, you don't need to bother opening up the big gun, just get right in there. And sometimes the OBD, well most of the times OBD is more easy to understand. So there we go. RPM, IT. So normal O2 bank 2, that's just a normal oxygen sensor, and mils okay, EVA, and there you see there's amperage, so you can see that switching. Ideally it should be at 0 milliamps, which, and that the equivalency ratio should be at 1, so that's pretty spot on. So what is it? If it's lower than 1 it's rich, if it's higher than 1 it's lean. I think that's the way it goes. Is that the way for the MOT? So it's a fix. Anyway, cheers.